man was behind the wheel when writer Stephen King was mowed down.
I never had any problems.
What do you call almost killing a man?
He agreed to talk to Inside Edition. Then what happened?
Brian Smith threatened us with physical harm if we came near his home.
America is in love with game shows. And these guys should know. Legendary game show hosts look at Regis, Maury, and Dick. You won't believe what they have to say.
What do you guys make of this hysteria?
Now, Inside Edition Weekend.
Hello and welcome to Inside Edition Weekend. I'm April Wilson. Stacy Sweet is on assignment.
And I'm Don Cricky. Thanks for joining us. Last June, best-selling author Stephen King was nearly killed when he was struck by a van while walking on a rural road in Maine. King is battling back from multiple fractures, trying to resume his writing career. Now you'll hear from the man who ran King down, and Stacy Sweet asked him some tough questions.
What do you want people to know about you?
I want them to know that I've changed, and ever since the accident, tremendously.
42-year-old Brian Smith says he's a changed man. Changed since his battle with alcoholism. Changed since his 11 traffic violations in as many years. Changed since that afternoon last June when he ran down author Stephen King on a rural Maine road, nearly killing an American icon.
It's nice to meet you.
Are you sorry about what happened?
Yes. Oh, yes, very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry, deeply sorry. It's my first accident that I ever had. Tragic.
King was taking his ritual hike near his Maine vacation home when Brian Smith crested a hill and crashed into him. The author's injuries included a fractured pelvis and leg, broken ribs, and lacerations. Doctors say he may never fully recover. Can you understand his pain?
Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I wish it was me in the ditch at night instead of him.
Stephen King ended up in that ditch because Brian Smith says he wasn't watching the road. He says he turned around while driving to try to stop his dog from digging into an ice chest in the back seat. Do you think you were driving recklessly?
No.
That moment when you turned your head around and looked behind at the dog?
That point, yeah, because at the end they got me for driving to endanger. So apparently yeah.
Would you consider what happened that day an accident or a crime?
Oh, it wasn't a crime.
Stephen King sees it as a crime.
Oh, because he does. Yes.
Do you think he has a right to?
No. 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 A crime is like I meant to do it, I wanted to do it, and I did it. No, that's not a crime. It's an accident.
But officials in Maine disagreed. And in fact, Smith pled guilty to a charge of driving to endanger. And his checkered driving record already included driving while intoxicated and failing to pull over for a police officer.
They're looking at my driver's record like it's amazing.
But you've had 11 violations in the past 11 years.
That's one a year.
Don't you think that's way too much?
Some people get 3 or 4 a year.
Would you still call yourself a good driver after all of these convictions and an accident that almost robs a man of his life?
Yes, I am a good driver. Maybe up to this point, but I mean, years ago I was a good driver. Yeah, I never had any problems.
What do you call almost killing a man?
Not a very good driver.
Smith admits, although with hesitation, that his physical condition might impair his driving skills. A former construction worker on disability, he suffers from arthritis and other painful ailments. After pleading guilty in the King accident, the judge took away Smith's driver's license for 6 months. Another state official recently extended that suspension to 1 year. We interviewed Brian Smith here in New York City, but we'd hoped to visit him in Maine to continue our interview in his hometown, and he initially agreed. But last week, in a flurry of phone calls to us, Brian Smith threatened us with physical harm if we came near his home. Smith told us on the phone that he was off his meds, referring to the prescription drugs he takes for his various ailments. He went on to say that he was a dangerous, evil man when he didn't have his medication, and he again warned us to stay away. All this after Smith had answered our questions about his future behind the wheel.
Do you think you should ever be allowed to drive again?
Well, that's a hard question to answer.
No, it's not. It's yes or no. Do you think you should be allowed behind the wheel of a car again?
I don't know. I really can't answer that. I can and I can't.
You probably owe it to Stephen King.
Yeah, I do.
He doesn't think you should be allowed behind the wheel of a car.
I know that. It's gonna make him happy if you know, if I don't drive again, and I think he's got. I think he's got it coming to him because I don't think I'll drive.
You won't drive?
No. I have a very strong feeling.
That you'll never get behind the wheel again?
No. No.
And that's your decision?
Yes, it is.
So we'll never see Brian Smith on the road again?
That's true. That's definitely true.
Well, after he told us he wouldn't drive again, Smith called us and told us he'd been lying. He said it was none of our business if he drives again. He also said he doubts whether he can pass the state driver's exam because of his disabilities. Nevertheless, as of this date, Brian Smith is eligible to reapply for his license on January 4th, 2001.
Still to come on Inside Edition Weekend. Hey, Madonna, what's up with the accent?
Especially from two people I'm so very fond of.
Where do you think you were born? England? It's utterly remarkable. A $100,000 dare so absolutely absurd, you have to see it to believe it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is...
Something you just didn't want to see, right?
Oh my God.
Inside Edition Weekend will be right back.
Do you need a home phone? We can help with prepaid home telephone service from DMJ Communications. Have you been turned down for phone service because of bad credit, or had to go without access to 911 service because it would require a large deposit? With DMJ, there's no credit check, and you can't be turned down because of money owed to another phone company. And now we'll get your telephone service started for only $19.95.
Hello. Oh, hi. How are you doing?
Call 1-888-866-2630 to get your service started for only $19.95.
If you're getting a tax refund this year, you got to get to Furniture Plus at I-27 and 34th Street in Lubbock, Texas for the tax refund sale. Major markdowns in every department: dining room furniture, bedroom furniture, living room furniture, mattress sets, all marked for immediate disposal. We're here 6 days a week, and we're going to stretch your tax dollar. I tell you, you can buy more furniture than you think if you shop at Furniture Plus, I-27 and 34th Street. Remember, if you don't come see me, I can't save you any money. See our ad in the Feist.
Computer technology is constantly changing. Now, Computer Express will keep you on the cutting edge with the latest in computer technology and software at competitive prices. See for yourself at Computer Express.
Now at 3833 50th Street.
Get the right price at the right place right now. Today at W.D. Wilkins Furniture. When you buy a recliner, you get a recliner free. Buy a recliner for only $2.99. Get the matching recliner free. Buy this recliner for $3.99. Get the matching recliner free. Buy this recliner for $4.99. Get the matching recliner free. Choose from a huge selection of leather recliners and leather sofas. And today, when you buy a recliner, you get a recliner free at W.D. Wilkins Furniture. And remember, free's a very good price.
When you watch a TV game show host, you ever found yourself saying, hey, I could do that? Well, it's a job that's a lot harder than it looks. And recently, we got 3 game show veterans together with Stacy Galante to take a look at today's Masters of the Game.
He's won $1 million.
Regis is doing it, so's Chuck, Maury, and Dick. They're all giving away millions on TV. Game shows are definitely hot, but the genre is nothing new, of course. For decades, they've been a TV favorite. We've brought together 3 members of game show royalty to see what they think of the new breed of shows. Peter Marshall was the original host of Hollywood Squares for 16 years. The show is still a hit with current host Tom Bergeron and center square Whoopi Goldberg. Monty Hall hosted and produced the classic Let's Make a Deal. And Tom Kennedy emceed You Don't Say in the 60s, Name That Tune in the 70s, and Password Plus in the 80s.
What do you guys make of this entire millionaire, greed, all of this hysteria right now?
I think it's great for game shows. I think it's wonderful because it'll put a lot of friends of mine to work again. You know, Regis has always wanted to be a game show host, and but he's darling on the show, by the way. And Dick Clark is finally working again.
Is he really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so hoping you get another show.
Yeah.
But what about these huge jackpots with a bit more zeros than these guys saw?
It only reflects what's going on in the economy. When we did the $100,000 Name That Tune, everybody said, $100,000. Well, because that's what the economy was at that time.
They wouldn't have made a hit if they called, Do You Want to Be a Thousandaire?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
These hosts say their shows remain fun time capsules. Can you recognize Tom's La La Girl from Name That Tune? It's Kathy Lee Gifford. But Tom's favorite celebrity moment is when Burt Reynolds was on another of his shows, It's Your Bet.
I said, Burt, I understand that you are of Indian heritage. He said, yes, I am. And I said, would you please spell reservation?
I don't think that's funny, Tom.
I don't either.
Anybody can spell.
I mean, are you calling me a name or something? Or what?
No, sir.
Because if you are, I'm going to take your head off and spit in it.
And he got up, doubled up his fist, and he came after me. And so I just jumped from the podium.
Oh, lovable Burt.
It turned out the joke was on Kennedy.
But it was a setup.
To this day, all these game show legends still get recognized, probably because many of their shows continue to air on the Game Show Network.
People pull the same lines on me. For example, stay at an elevator bank, and somebody come up alongside you and say, do you want elevator 1, elevator 2, or elevator 3?
Yes. A lot of people call me Gene Rayburn.
Before I wrapped up the interview, I had a little vintage video of my own to share. Back in 1991, yours truly was actually a contestant on Match Game. And boy, was it brave of me to bring this along.
Bill said, I went to a wedding. The bride was really a dog. When the groom lifted her veil, she had what in her mouth?
First thing that popped in my mind was cigar.
Cigar?
Cigar.
This is a little difficult to watch even now.
I said a bone.
A bone in the mouth. No cigar on that answer for Stacy, but she did win the day, even though she got no matches there. She took home $6,000.
Well, Don, if you think Stacy's looks have changed, she still hasn't changed as much as that consummate chameleon, Madonna. She changes her image almost as often as most people change their sheets. But when she started changing her accent, even her friends called her on it.
Thank you.
Listen to Madonna talk, and you may ask, who's that girl? Because the Detroit-born Material Girl's been sounding a bit British lately.
I have been so incredibly blessed this past year.
Last week, Rosie O'Donnell called her on it.
People say you have an accent now. Have you heard this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what they're talking about.
It was also a hot topic on The View.
What's that accent of hers?
Madonna.
A very weird accent, yes.
And Amy LaRocca wrote an article for the New York Observer about, quote, Madonna's phony accent.
Two people I'm so very fond of.
Now, most Americans don't say that they're very fond of things, but, you know, she does.
Amy says Madonna, who's currently starring with Brit Rupert Everett in The Next Best Thing, may be trying to escape her Motor City roots.
Not yet. The accent can definitely give the impression of an elite background.
But Sam Schwa, who coaches celebrities at New York Speech Improvement Services, says Madonna doesn't have to justify her voice. It's just another phase in her persona.
I hate being called a pop star.
It's just her verbal equivalent, the cone bra again.
Madonna's not the only star being singled out. Some say New Yorker Gwyneth Paltrow talks a bit Euro off screen, something she joked about with Ben Affleck on Saturday Night Live.
Gwyneth, why are you speaking in an English accent?
English people always speak with English accents, love.
And where the heck is Kathleen Turner's accent from?
But I have been happily married for many years.
As for Madonna, you can bet this won't be her final vocal incarnation.
I can say what I want to say.
Exactly.
In the inflection and accent that I want to say it in.
And you know what?
Well, I don't know why anybody would make a fuss. Being a Southern girl myself, I know how easy it is to slip into an accent. So y'all stay tuned.
Still to come on Inside Edition Weekend. Ever do something crazy on a dare? Not as crazy as what this man did. Find out about the 100,000 reasons why he has these and what he plans to do with them.
Oh my God.
Production assistance for Inside Edition Weekend provided by...
I was forced to retire from the game because of a leg injury, but thanks to Inholtra's patented formula, I'm now pain-free. Stop the pain today with Inholtra and stay in the game.
Inside Edition Weekend will return in a moment.
Where should you go for great food at a great value? How about trying the pasta bar for only $5.95? Create your own entree from our variety of pastas, including your favorite meats and vegetables. And choose from 6 of our mouth-watering pasta sauces. Get a healthy meal with a great taste from Benaglio's. Benaglio's, it's everybody's favorite.
Get the right price at the right place right now. Today at W.D. Wilkins Furniture. When you buy a recliner, you get a recliner free. Buy a recliner for only $2.99. Get the matching recliner free. Buy this recliner for $3.99. Get the matching recliner free. Buy this recliner for $4.99. Get the matching recliner free. Choose from a huge selection of leather recliners and leather sofas. And today, when you buy a recliner, you get a recliner free at W.D. Wilkins Furniture. And remember, free's a very good price.
I don't want to give a grammar lesson, but sometimes we confuse adjectives and nouns. We think the word we use to describe something is more important than the thing itself. Take people, for example. We speak of the outward appearance of black people or white people or brown people, but what really matters most is people. When it comes to humans, God doesn't use adjectives. I'm Charles Johnson.
Here at News Channel 11, local news is the most important thing we do. And Karen, we've been doing this together for a long time now.
20 years to be exact. And at a time when the other 2 stations are dropping newscasts, we're proud to say we'll continue to bring you complete news coverage.
Complete coverage starting at daybreak and continuing through the day and night.
It's the people you know at the times you know.
20 years of experience tells us you want more local news, not less.
So our commitment continues to grow in every newscast every day. That's why News Channel 11 is coverage you can count on.
At Frank Brown Auto and Truck Branch, we want you to have a choice. That's why our used car lot is stocked with inventory. You can choose from over 150 pre-owned cars and trucks, like this 93 Ford Ranger or this 93 Thunderbird. Your choice, $182 a month. Or choose between this 97 Accord LX or this 95 Bonneville SSEI. Your choice, just $266 a month. The right price is easy. Choose Frank Brown Auto and Truck Branch.
Frank Brown, the smaller profit man.
Gambling can be addictive, and the man you're about to meet is definitely hooked. As Stacey Galani reports, he underwent a surgery many women have, all because of a bet. Okay.
Here's a California man who basically proves everyone has their price. He's a gambler, and betting plays a big part of his life.
A good 90%.
Brian Zembeck says he would do just about anything to win a bet. So when a friend came to him with a truly outrageous offer, he had to take him up on it. It was a bet he couldn't refuse.
I was bet $100,000 I had to have breast implants as large as a girlfriend's of mine.
And you did it?
Yeah.
You heard it right. Brian went from 0 to 38C for a big payday. He agreed to show me his voluptuous chest if I beat him at a game of backgammon. All right, so you lost the bet. You got to reveal.
Payday now, I always pay off my debts, baby.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is...
Something you just didn't want to see, right?
Oh, my God. That is so wild. What I'm looking at is quite unnerving. A man with rather large breasts. It's quite a startling sight, to say the least. Now look closely as he plays a game of indoor golf. You can see the shape of his bosom. So far, Brian's had his implants for 3 years. The bet called for him to have them for 1 year. So yes, he's already pocketed the 100 G's.
Holy son of a man. No, my breast got in my way. No,
You say this is just too weird? Not for a gambler like Brian.
You thought getting breast implants was normal?
Well, it was, you know, it's the money. Anything to do with money to me is normal. In my world, anything we gamble at is normal. So it's like a job, an everyday job.
Life is a laugh. It's full of fun. And he's definitely one of the fun people.
This is the man who put Brian in a bra. New York City cosmetic surgeon Dr. Felix Schiffman. The two guys are, what else? Gambling buddies. And how funny. Guess how they arrived at payment for surgery.
I said, this is my fee. And we agreed on the fee. But by the time we got finished playing backgammon, I guess he got it almost for free.
Brian went under the knife, and after the surgery was over, this is what Dr. Schiffman told him.
You got beautiful breasts. I just said the face could be improved now. Let's work on the face.
From head to toe, Brian is just fine. At least his wife thinks so. That's right, his wife. Brian was married last year, but for a period of time before he tied the knot, Anita had no idea her husband-to-be wore a bra too.
He never let me hug him, and I was like, why? And then he was like, oh, I'm ticklish or something, you know, and he'll move away. And
so how did she find out? By reading a book about wild gambling stories, which has a chapter on Brian's big bet.
I started crying because I guess I was in shock.
Anita got over her shock and married him anyway.
Does that bother you, that his breasts are bigger than yours?
No.
No.
No, mine looks much nicer.
There's no telling what Brian's baby daughter might ask him someday about all this, but his gambling buddies, frankly, aren't impressed.
I was a little underwhelmed, actually.
It's kind of a turnoff, to be honest.
On a day-to-day basis, Brian doesn't show off. He wears loose clothing and tight athletic shirts to hide his assets.
You don't have any regrets having done this?
No.
No regrets at all?
No.
You've never felt humiliated that you,
No.
as a man, are wearing breast implants?
No.
For now, Brian has no immediate plans to remove the implants. He says the original bet has been extended to $10,000 a year for each year he keeps them.
And if Brian leaves those implants in there for a few more years, he'll be able to pay for his daughter's college tuition. I'm still not sure if it's worth it.
You can't make this stuff up, April. And when we come back, Inside Edition, we'll tell you why Pam Anderson is washing a car on national TV.
Production assistance for Inside Edition provided by...
Got a cold? Try the #1 pharmacist-recommended cold treatment of its kind, Cold-Eeze. Introducing chewable bubblegum.
Inside Edition Weekend will return in a moment.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, New Orleans.
So how do your feet feel?
That's pain. Well, this is our Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insole.
It's like a spring. The massaging wave system gives you more cushioning than regular gel ever could before.
It relieves tension in your feet.
It
feels like it's massaging the foot. Dr. Scholl's, treat yourself right.
Hello? Yes, sir. Yes.
Can't get enough peanuts?
Get right on it. Goodbye, sir.
Get a PayDay. Sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts.
That was a real scare with my overactive bladder. I was going so often. Then bottom of the ninth, suddenly I had to go. But that time, I didn't think I'd make it.
That did it. I called my doctor.
You don't just have to accept overactive bladder. It's a medical condition, and doctors have treatments that can help.
Need a break?
Not right now.
Ask your doctor or call for information.
If you have overactive bladder, do what I did. Get help.
Boogie woogie, Brummel and Brown, creamy, dreamy, Brummel and Brown. It's got yogurt blended right in with the creamy taste of butter. You'll try again.
The goodness of yogurt, the creamy taste of butter with half the fat and calories. Must be Brummel and Brown.
Ouch! Pain again? I thought your dentist said brush with Sensodyne every day.
I stopped when the pain stopped.
Keep using it. It keeps working.
Sensodyne every day. And try Sensodyne Extra Whitening for brighter teeth every day.
A Up next, why is Pam Anderson washing a car on TV?
We'll tell you